The Bharatiya Janata Party is still the single largest party in this country. It's leading in 244 seats.
Far short of the majority mark.
Far short of the majority mark and far short of even 303 last time. The Indian National Congress was at some 52 last time.
It's doubled its tally almost.
94, yeah. 94. So they are leading in 94. The Samajwadi Party. The Samajwadi Party is emerging as the third largest party in this country, leading in 33 seats according to the Election Commission website. The Trinamool Congress at number 4 at 30. The DMK at 21, leading at 21. So there is a story there.
Yes.
There's a story in Tamil Nadu because the DMK had 20 out of 28 seats. They had, no, out of 29 seats, they had 28 last time. So there is a story that is playing out in Tamil Nadu, which we'll look at a little closely, because the DMK was expected to get more numbers than this, which means that the BJP is managing to get at least 2 seats in the state of Tamil Nadu.
No, at the moment they're not showing.
If the DMK is at 21, is leading in 21.
No, I don't think so that the
it's on the Election Commission.
BJP is it?
No, I can just tell you what the DMK.
What is there in the
Election Commission website is telling us that the DMK is the 5th largest party right now, leading in 21 seats.
So basically, Election Commission says 21 to DMK, 8 to Congress, 2 to VCK, 2 to CPI, 2 to CPM, and 1 to PMK. So nothing to BJP.
So nothing to BJP in Tamil Nadu. Okay, that is interesting. TDP at 16. Interesting. They were expected to do well. They have swept Telangana. So sorry, Andhra Pradesh.
Pawan Kalyan would also be getting, I think, 2 seats. You know, that was there.
So Andhra Pradesh has gone with the TDP in both elections. Janata Dal United. Janata Dal United is at 15. 15.
Yeah, they have done better than what was expected.
And the Shiva Sena Bala Saheb Thackeray faction is at 10.
The
Uddhav Thackeray faction is at 10.
So, Shreya, I think that tells us that both UP and Maharashtra were a bit of miscalculations by the BJP. UP thought it was complacent, it thought it will do well. I'm also surprised. I thought I would perhaps get 55 to 60 seats in UP. It's done really badly. And Maharashtra, obviously, the alliances did not work out. Both the allies, both the factions that have done well are the factions that are with the Congress, whether it's the NCP led by Sharad Pawar or whether it's the Uddhav Thackeray-led Shiv Sena.
People have rejected those who left the main party.
Yeah, so it was seen as betrayal by a lot of people.
Both by the Shinde faction as well as by Ajit Pawar.
Correct. So in Maharashtra, the BJP loss has been largely thanks to the allies, because there is a lot of bad blood against these allies, the new factions.
But can I ask you, Ruhi, since you traveled to Uttar Pradesh and since the woman vote is such a big vote even in the state of Uttar Pradesh, like it is in for the rest of the country, we know that these have been record-breaking elections for us. 64.2 crore people voted. Out of them, 31.2 crore were women. Now, if you looked at the exit polls that various channels have put out, we didn't have one of our own. But the granular data that came in said that overwhelmingly women had voted for Prime Minister Modi. But if overwhelmingly women had voted for Prime Minister Modi, Uttar Pradesh mein these results would not, the leads would not have been what they are.
Women are not the only ones voting, right? That is one block that is voting.
But it's a very big block.
It is a big block, but that's how first past the post system works, right? I mean, it doesn't mean that just because women are voting overwhelmingly.
Not all women would have voted for Mr. Modi's BJP. No?
But Shreya, I'll say one thing. On the ground in Uttar Pradesh, you are right. There is a lot of support for Yogi Adityanath's law and order. I mean, obviously, he won the state election not very long ago with a very, very handsome majority.
And we had esoteric debates here on Mirror Now about how bulldozer justice was no justice, it was injustice actually, that you might as well take that bulldozer and take it to the High Court and the Supreme Court and bulldoze the High Court and the Supreme Court if this is the sort of justice that you need to get. But people on the ground are actually cheering, saying, "Arey, rape accused hai, bhag gaya, to uske ghar ko to tootna hi chahiye." So that was the image, which I'm talking about.
And also also the last Samajwadi Party government was associated with a lot of gundagardi. People still talk about it. So I don't know what has happened there. I'm equally surprised. But there's just one thing to be said. Akhilesh Yadav has got a fresh lease of life. He needs to detach himself from this gundagardi image that the Samajwadi Party has developed.
The beginning has been made in the candidate selection of the Samajwadi Party.
They've done a good candidate selection as well.
You know, they have actually widened their social base there in terms of candidates going to the EBC sections and reducing the number of Yadav candidates, you know, only down to 5.
Can we just talk about a state we have not spoken about, and maybe we should, because we are talking about women here.
Yes.
And we all saw how Manipur burnt for months.
Yes,
and
that is very surprising.
Women were raped, there were no FIRs, the police abandoned them. We heard all those stories. Just take a look at the results.
Yeah,
again, leads. 2 seats in Manipur. The Indian National Congress is leading on both of them. Does it tell us something?
Yes.
Clearly it does.
Right.
It does. Keeping quiet, not showing up in Manipur will not work. The fact is Rahul Gandhi did show up there. You tried to stop him, that's okay.
This is remarkable.
But this is...
Given the fact that
and everyone kept saying, why is this chief minister still here? It is under him for 6 months that Manipur has burnt, more than 200 people have died.
BJP obviously handled Manipur very badly, so that's not even
neglect of Mr. Modi's government in the last year and a half, Manipur.
Has been. They handled it very poorly. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they didn't
and
even bother.
I don't think, it would have been terrible if the BJP had won its seats. In fact, its effect should be seen finally in a few other states in the northeast. You know.
So Manipur, if the leads stay what they are at 1232, Manipur has spoken. Yeah. Manipur has effectively spoken about the way the BJP dealt with the entire crisis.
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, are you confused? Don't be. This is the Indian elections and this is the fun of Indian elections. They'll throw up numbers. We are saying we are not sure if the leads will hold by the end of the day, because that's the truth. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We'll just wait for a final word from the Election Commission. Hopefully by 2:30, we will have a crystal clear picture of which way this election has got. But I think the numbers on your screens are enough to tell you what is happening in the country right now and how the country has voted right now, ladies and gentlemen. The opposition down and out till 6 months ago. There's a resurgence of the India bloc. Everyone was writing off the India bloc, saying they can't get their act together. Their leaders can't even get on the same platform. You know, 2 will show up and 2 won't. And there are too many prime ministerial candidates there. Fact is that the India bloc has managed to do well. The lead suggests that they are leading in 235 seats, which is very good because it's up 100 seats, actually 105 seats. And the NDA is at 290, down by almost 60 seats. Is the NDA in a position to form the government? Of course, ladies and gentlemen. As far as these leads are concerned, they are in a position to form the government. 272 is the halfway mark. They have more than that. So by the end of the day, the Prime Minister will still be the Prime Minister of this country. He will still get a 3rd term. But the story will be the opposition, and the story will be Uttar Pradesh and the Samajwadi Party. Also Manipur, where we've just pointed out to you that 2 seats in Manipur, the Indian National Congress leading in both of them. And this is where there is a ruling BJP government.